Park. I'm here with my auntie Mary. We've had. I'm here also representing the Chris Spivey website. We're just basically concerned about what's going on with the whole chemtrails, the geoengineering. Even today, it's thick.
Horrendous.
Absolutely thick, and you can't see the sun anymore. You can't feel the heat off the sun. They're just taking away our blue skies.
I'm lying off in the grass here this morning, and I was looking at planes coming over here, and there was nothing coming behind, nothing being left behind, no trail at all, and all of a sudden they would just turn on the spray. I mean, the pilots have to see this, man.
Pilots must know, but of course they're highly paid geezers. They're good, and they've got good pensions to look forward to. So obviously they just don't want to endanger that. They've been threatened, I reckon.
Exactly, living in fear. So they got to lose the fear and speak out, man, because that's it. How long have you been aware of geoengineering?
Oh, I suppose about 3 years now.
Okay.
Yes.
And have you been coming to many protests like this?
Similar. I went down to Cornwall.
Yeah.
And I've put an event on myself.
Great.
Devonport.
Brilliant.
So.
It started off a beautiful sunny morning this morning as I sat out in my garden having my early morning cup of coffee. It was a blue sky, and now look at it. It's a grey haze. What's happening?
Horrible. Definitionless.
And there's a cold wind blowing.
Yeah.
At this time of the year. Why is a cold wind blowing? Has it got anything to do with that incident in the Mexican Gulf a couple of years ago that changed the course of the Gulf Stream, possibly?
Yes.
I think so.
There's that as well, of course. Jeez, there's so many things going on. You'd lose track of it all, wouldn't you?
You do, yeah.
But
you can despair, but we mustn't. That's why we're all here today.
Exactly, man.
And there's more and more coming.
Exactly.
It's early yet.
Good stuff.
And the plan, I think, is to go down to Downing Street and hand in some sort of petition, isn't it, Terry?
That's right.
The crowds are starting to build up now, slowly. We're going to be down here till about 1:15, and then obviously, as you know, Terry, a big step up from last year's events where we went to DEFRA and knocked on the doors there. This year we're going to the head honcho, so to speak. We're going to be knocking on number 10 Downing Street.
Brilliant.
And handing in the directive there that Olga and James have very painstakingly put together, along with over 2,000 names on our petition, which will be getting dropped off at 10 Downing Street today. And this is high as we can go, really. I think as of this point of today, it will be now going down common law courts and tackling that way, because there's not much more we can do now, mate. As I say, the directive is going to hold the most weight today. The petition is more of a symbolic gesture, really, isn't it? You know?
I mean, it's obvious that the government's not going to do anything to stop this. Obviously, they are carrying it out. I mean, so why are they going to want to stop it? So all they're there to do is confuse the public. That's all these agencies, EPA and DOE, and all are there to do. Civil Aviation Authority, they all know this is going on. Greenpeace, the whole lot. We were just talking to these lads here about it. I mean, all these they're all criminal organisations that are involved in this mass deception. So we've got to bypass these criminals, man, and get them through the common law court,
Absolutely,
and
mate.
Put I don't know, commercial liens and all that kind of stuff. That seems to be the only way, because through the system that they've already rigged for us, man, it's going to be impossible to get this thing stopped, man.
Yeah, well, we can't fight them, Terry. It's been proven we cannot fight them with the system. They will let the odd person go through, as in the free man movement, you know, with possible get with council taxes, but they're few and far between. So we know that we can't fight them with their system. It's designed for us not to be able to fight them. So after this event, I'm going to be taking a couple of weeks off, and then I'm going to be a bookworm for all things common law.
Good man, that's the shot,
and join a few other organisations there that are tackling with lots of other issues regarding fracking and so on. That's going on within the country and around the world now. I remember a couple of years ago, Terry, watching some videos coming out of America about fracking. Never thought for one moment that would actually hit our shores, and here we are today. You know, we've got Barton Moss, one of the biggest ones going on there. We've got one coming off our coastline off Liverpool that's in planned process at the moment. So
they're just overwhelming us. They're coming at us from all angles, spraying us from the sky, fracking the ground, man.
I mean, we've got a cracking day today.
Look at this.
For exactly what we're out for.
Look at that.
We didn't have this last year, so we can actually point up and have been pointing up to people today with regards to the chemtrails that are being laid down on us. So,
I mean, how the hell can that pass for normal? Did you ever see anything like that in the past? No, you didn't. Nobody could have, because it didn't exist in the past. Look at. He's low. We've got a lot of wind here now. I don't know if we're going to be getting. But anyhow, look at. I just cut it off there. Anyhow, okay, cheers, man.
All right,
thank you.
The trouble is, it's got such a deep impact on the environment, on our health, on our mental health, everything we need our food supply, right down to the water supply.
Yeah.
It's a crisis that's going on there.
It's amazing though when you talk to people and they don't look up.
No.
They don't see these crisscrossing. We can't see the crisscross today. We just see the haze, but they don't see these lines crisscrossing the sky. And
Boggles the mind.
What the hell's going on?
Boggles the mind why they
just
don't look up.
accept it, don't
Yeah.
they? They just accept it, and then when you point it out to them, they say, "Oh, it's just airplanes.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that's what they do." No, I say it's not. Airplanes let out water vapor, and it goes in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
But that stuff you're seeing, God knows what it is. What's in it? Barium, aluminium
All sorts of
particles,
stuff,
other kinds of shite.
Yeah.
And it's dropping all over us, and it's affecting our crops, it's affecting our bodies, and it's because it's destroying our weather. We're getting this gloomy grey weather.
Horrible. Not middle of summer, beginning of the summer here now. It's high pressure. It should be a beautiful day.
What else is it doing to us? It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What are they really up to? Some say they're blocking the sun just to what? Because it's so-called climate change.
Yeah.
And then they say they're deliberately poisoning us, they're changing our whole DNA with this stuff. Who knows what the hell they're really up to?
The rabbit hole goes so deep, man.
You try talking to an airline pilot and they go, there's not a peep out, and they won't talk. It's as if they've been blackmailed. Yeah.
There was one pilot, did you see that video on YouTube? There's one pilot, he was asked, did he hear about chemtrails? And he said, yes, I actually have. It was only one pilot I heard it, and he said it was a necessary evil. That's what his comment was.
I've been doing this for the last few years. I'm here today to raise awareness, like many of us here today. We're here to raise awareness. What I can say before we start, people have travelled really, really far today, and thank you. There's more people that have travelled really far from places like Ireland and Liverpool and Wales than there are that have come from London. We need to wake them up. London is sleeping. People are still influenced by consumerism, by the media. So when we walk through town today, hand out your information to them, give them a smile, carry the love from your heart to them. I find that that's the best way to wake people up, is through being as loving and kind as possible. Now I'm going to introduce you to Paul now, who's going to come and speak. Give him a massive round of applause, please, everybody.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I'd like to say a massive thank you for turning up today. We've still got quite a few people to turn up yet. We're not going to be leaving until 1:15. I believe that's right, Mona, yeah? A special thank you I'd like to give out before I go any further is to James Hodgkins, and to Olga Raffa. Could we have a big round of applause for these two, please? If it wasn't for James's hard work and dedication, and equally for Olga, we wouldn't be here today handing in the directive that they both painstakingly put together, along with a petition that I know all of you have signed, and quite a few others that can't be here today. So big thank you to all of you for turning up again, and as Olga said, let's spread the love around London, let's wake London up. They're under a haze, a sleepy haze, and we are about to break that spell today. Really looking forward to 3 p.m, turning up at number 10 Downing Street. This is a big achievement, ladies and gentlemen. As far as I'm aware, there's only one other country that has raised this with their parliaments, and that's Canada. The UK today is about to do the same. Please have your video and cameras at the ready. We need to send this out to the world like crazy.
This is the greatest crime of our time. Nothing else matters after geoengineering. All forms, all sources that are required for life to exist on this planet are under direct attack. Oxygen, carbon dioxide, sunlight and water, all of them under direct assault from this wicked program. And it's up to each and every one of us to come to the aid of innocence, to the aid of life on this planet, because we the human species, are the only species on this planet that can do anything about this. Now, unfortunately, most people are not open to this information, so there's only a certain amount of us that will ever really take enough action to get it stopped. So this is why we're here, and we are the ones that are going to make this paradigm change. So just please keep at it, and yeah, brilliant. We're going to 10 Downing Street and all later on, so that's going to be amazing. Brilliant. Anybody else want to speak? Okay.
Occasion here today. Thank you all for coming. We are going to Downing Street to hand this to Mr. Cameron. We have on Chemtrails Project UK a public record of all the MPs who have been given the information, the irrefutable evidence that this is happening in our skies, and we have now discovered through the Freedom of Information Act, through the questions that we've asked the government, is that we've been asking questions to the Department of Climate Change and Energy and Climate Change and the Department of Transport. But no, it is the Department of Business, Innovation and Skills who are funding by the tune of millions of our taxpayers' money to 12 different quangos and 7 different universities. Geoengineering is real, it's happening in our skies, and it cannot be denied any longer. We are going to Downing Street. We demand independent investigations. If they're denying it, if there's nothing there, then we should be allowed to go and investigate and inspect these airplanes and find out the truth. I won't stand for it, and I hope you won't either. That's why it's really important that you take this an example to your towns, to your community, to your MPs, to your schools. The only way this will stop is us, the people, demand answers and say no way, no spray. I won't be having it. Now I'm going to hand you over to Ian Simpson from Lookout.
Hello everyone. All I want to say is this is what is going to change stuff, basically. Facebook won't do anything. Emails, even emails are controlled. Anything electronic, forget it. You think you're reaching people, you're not. It's bullshit. Okay, you need to go out there, go around knocking on doors, send letters, anything physical. If you try and organise anything electronic, it won't work. Local papers, local meetings, go to local papers. They're not controlled by the establishment, okay?
That's right.
Well, some of them are starting to do so. It's worth a try.
That's right. I got an article in my local paper. That's right. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Quite a few people have. Okay, we need real action. People out there teaching other people what's going on and doing real stuff. Forget about Facebook. It's a complete waste of time. This is important, so I'd like to thank everybody who's made the effort to come down, all right? So check my website out as well. It's look-up.org.uk. Thanks. Yeah, we have an online petition which again has been squashed. I reached over 2,300,000 people on a post which I boosted on Facebook, and we got 60 signatures from it. I mean, you know, the law of averages says that's bullshit. Okay, so that's another example of the fact that you need to contact people directly, physically, and get the word out. The petition that we're running on my website is it's called an e-petition. It's basically legally binding. If we get 100,000 signatures before it expires, they are legally bound to discuss this in Parliament. Okay, now personally, I think that's game over. Really, if you've got 300 MPs, they can't all sit there and go, oh, it's condensation. It's just not going to happen, you know, especially if we're all outside screaming at them, saying if you don't do this. You know, so try and sign it, spread the word, you know, again, don't rely on Facebook, get out there and do stuff, stand on your high street, you know, there's people doing this now, I'm doing it as well in all sorts of areas. So, physical activity. All right, keep spreading the word. Thank you so much for making the effort. You know, we're the few that are trying to actually change this. Well done, guys.
Hey.
Thank you to everyone who signed the petition. If you haven't signed it yet, it's on the desk over there, so you can add your name onto it. And thank you to everyone as well who sent the directive to the local MP. That's one of the campaigns that we're running on our Chemtrails Project UK website. And already we've sent this information to approaching 400 MPs now who all have this information, and they've got absolutely no excuse to ignore it because the evidence is all in the directive document which we put together. The evidence is there and it's up in the sky as well for everybody to see. I encourage everybody to send this to their MPs and to share this information and make sure they do something about it. And so, yeah, thank you everyone for coming again.
The only thing you don't do is sit around and moan about it. Speak about it, tell people. Another thing is, I've got loads of flyers which I've made. These ones, and another one which is probably over there. If you, at the end of the day, if you want to come to me and grab some, leave them in your pub, in your restaurants, in your underground, just grab them. I'm giving for free. Better than see it in my house. Love you all and stay positive. We will win. We're going to get a blue sky again. Thank you, Ariana. Okay, guys, I think we're going to leave around about 1 o'clock. We're just
tight. Keep everything tight. The power of your mind is the power of your aura, is the power of your words. Words sound power. You have power to achieve everything talking to people when you speak with your mind grounded, your words grounded and your soul grounded, you know. Don't scream, don't shout, don't swear. That's hard for me, but you know, just keep it going. And people are listening. Today is a monumental day. I've been raising awareness like this for 10 years now. And from going from days where there's just 3 people to seeing loads of people, and we're going to Downing Street to hand in a petition. You know, this is like a major thing. They're not at Washington DC at the White House. It's not happening in Canberra in Australia, or wherever, any parliaments, anywhere, you know, or anything like Downing Street. This is a major thing. But just quickly, keep in mind the contradiction from now on. The Department of Transport fact sheet from 3 p.m. this afternoon, when we handed that petition, no longer exists. It doesn't work. You can't have number 10 saying, yes, what you're saying about geoengineering is true in a way, because we're accepting the petition, so we're acknowledging that what you're saying is right. You can't have that, and then the Department of Transport saying there's no such thing as chemtrails geoengineering. From 3 p.m. today, everything changes. You need to be aware of that, and again, keep your vibes high because of that. It's a big day, you know, and make sure you get it in your head that it is a big day for us.
Good to see you all here today. When you wake up, you don't even have time to get your hair cut, do you? Yeah. But these are the words that today are going to be echoing around the walls of number 10 Downing Street. It doesn't pull any punches. It's been written very honestly. I won't read every single part of it, but I'll read all the pieces. And it's to the Right Honourable David Cameron and the Right Honourable Nick Clegg. I have to say Right Honourable whether it's true or not. Dear Mr Cameron and Mr Clegg, today is a sad day. However, it is a day that lacks neither courage nor hope. We appeal to your heart as a lover of justice, a fighter of injustice, and a father who would act instantly to care for your children's hopes from a family in pain. In fact, the very same manner you personally displayed for your own family. The motivation of this very letter is because of exactly this. This day, the 5th of May 2014, we have hand-delivered to your front door a petition to the UK Parliament to ban stratospheric aerosol geoengineering and aerial aerosol spraying. It has been signed by over 2,000 UK citizens. All citizens and family aware of the fearful and real agenda of stratospheric aerosol geoengineering and aerial aerosol spraying view this ongoing activity very, very seriously. To simply acknowledge this request without further recourse or action would bring shame to our British justice system. Fortunately, there are now thousands of UK citizens that will not allow this to continue, and currently it is being exposed on a national scale. In excess of 350 members of Parliament have been contacted both directly and personally with irrefutable evidence. Nearly all members of Parliament appear to have been deliberately blinded of this activity. There is, however, increasing support by certain members of Parliament. The Right Honourable Sir Peter Lilly has been contacted directly and is obviously aware that this is an active agenda. In fact, Peter Lilly in February was on the panel for the 5th assessment on geoengineering, and he knows exactly what's going on. In fact, Emily Shuckburgh and Peter Jones, they are from the Royal Society of Geoengineering. They actually talked about these particles being dispersed in the atmosphere in front of BBC Parliament. And I've put the recordings on YouTube. Some of them have had over 1,000 hits. The government, via the National Environment Research Council, officially informed 30 people about what geoengineering is for. The general public are forced into financing geoengineering research via at least 12 various Quango institutes.
I've had a bad arm, I fractured my wrist, so it's it's been difficult, but I walk around with this, and people come up to me and ask me what it's about, and it's lovely when people actually ask me what it's about, because I don't want to force my opinion on people.
Yeah.
But I talk to anyone and everyone. My daughter said I should be locked up, truly, because I talk to people in the streets of Winchester, I talk to young guys, I get people together, and, well, as you know, you've seen my videos.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about this.
You surely are.
I got involved last year in August, and everything is just like a pack of cards. Everything's collapsed. I've learned, I've read.
How long did it take you to wake up to this? Who told you about it? Because you woke up quick, I think, by the sounds of it, did you?
Well, about this time last year, I've got a Facebook friend in America who posted an atrocious video of chemtrailing. And my first thought was, it only happens in America. It's not this country. And then I went on holiday with my young son later in the year, posted a load of pictures, and he said, they're chemtrails in the sky. And I said, well, they're con, they're chem. And that was my introduction last August.
Okay.
And then I looked at the sky in a whole different way, and I've just, well, actually 2 weeks after that, there was a demonstration in London and also a lecture in Winchester by a geoengineer. And then Olga and I got a whole group of people together to come and listen to the lecture, and I've just been on just woof ever since. Got involved in everything, joining dots, Monsanto, GMO. Not that I didn't know about it before. I knew about GMO, I knew about vaccines. Two of my children haven't been vaccinated, so I knew a lot. But now I can join the dots, and I'm just, this is my life, you know?
This is the elephant in the living room we can no longer ignore.
I'm looking at sky today, I mean, that's all
horrendous.
chemical shit, you know? Sorry, but...
Horrendous.
So, when Terry, you're an inspiration to me.
Thank you, you're an inspiration to me, Cassandra.
Truly.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
great.
Thank you very
Glad
much.
to meet you.
Lovely, you too, honey. Have you heard about geoengineering?
About 100 times today.
Really? Well, that's good. Please look it up, man. I'll give you a DVD in a minute.
You all march it down here, is it? Not at the moment. Not at the moment. We're going to kettle you in a minute.
Oh, we've been sprayed by our own government, lads. Cheers. Good luck.
They are modifying your weather while you're busy not looking at what's going on in the skies above your head. Every day. Every day.
Man.
Our weather is modified. Most days. Ban Geoengineering! What do we want?
Powerful.
What do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Blue skies!
When do we want it? Ban Geoengineering!
Somewhere down there is number 10. Can't actually get onto the street, but they have just delivered it in. Beyond the doors, the petition has gone in.
We've been in, we've knocked on the door. Olga knocked on the door, policeman answered, gave a little speech about handing in the petition, you know, this is what we want done, why, blah, blah, blah. And they was all big smiles to the petition, and that was that.
They accepted it,
accepted it, no problem. So again, this is that changing moment, you know, all them documents that say it doesn't exist, released by governments, you know, whether that's, you know, the regulation of geoengineering or whatever, you know, where it's not happening. The technology exists, but it's not happening. They've just accepted that it is happening, you know, so that's the message.
Knock, 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 Mr. Cameron.
How do you think this is going to bring us forward now that the petition's gone in?
Well, I think now it's in Mr. Cameron's hand. He has actually seen the directive to ban geoengineering, and we have had a response. The usual generic response that they're contrails and essentially ice crystals. But what's important about the directive and the petition is that it has been sent document to 350 MPs so far. Our goal is to get to all the MPs. So all of the MPs know about this. The fact is that millions and millions of pounds is being sent through different quangos, our taxpayers' money. And we are now, through the MPs and people's relationships that they're developing, that they know, we're telling their MPs know that the people know about geoengineering, and that we intend to stop it, particularly by asking questions and demanding why are they investing millions of pounds into this program, yet denying it's happening. And what they describe they're going to do is visible in the sky. And we will keep banging on this door every year with a new petition until it is stopped.
wake up. Enough is enough, is enough, is enough. Open your eyes, time to wake up. Enough is enough, is enough, is enough.
Give the fascist man a gunshot.
Enough is enough, is enough.
Give the fascist man a gunshot. In old Vienna, under heavy manners. What's going on? What the hell is going on? We all stood waiting for the tide to turn. A history lesson that we forgot to learn. Through the words, nice and soon. Don't be fooled. They're still wearing jackboots. The words get tired when you hear them every day. The Nazis changed, but they never went away.
Open your eyes, time to wake up. Enough is enough, is enough, is enough. Open your eyes, time to wake up. Enough is enough, is enough, is enough. Is enough, is enough.
Give the fascist man a gunshot.
Enough is enough, is enough.
Give the fascist man a gunshot. We got bored and tired, it wasn't hip anymore. They were playing our tune, but it was clearing the dance floor. How many of us does it take to change a light bulb? Answer. It's easier to stay in the dark, so here we go again. Same idea, different song. Where have all the anti-fascists gone? The words get tired when you hear them every day. The Nazis changed, but they never went away.
Open your eyes, time to wake up. Enough is enough, is enough, is enough. Open your eyes, time to wake up. Enough is enough, is enough, is enough. Open your eyes, time to wake up. Enough is enough, is enough, is enough. Open your eyes, time to wake up. Enough is enough, is enough, is enough. Open your eyes, time to wake up. Enough is enough, is enough, is enough. Open your eyes, time to wake up. Enough is enough, is enough, is enough. Open your eyes, time to wake up. Enough is enough, is enough, is enough. Open your eyes, time to wake up. Enough is enough, is enough, is enough. Open your eyes.